Welcome back everyone to another Arkham Horror LCG playthrough. I'm going to be playing the Guardians of the Abyss scenario pack. Notoriously never been quite difficult, especially solo, but we're going to give it a try. I'm using Silas Marsh, which is one of the investigators from the Inside Conspiracy set. He is a survivor. He has pretty good strength and agility stats. He has 9 health, 5 sanity. He has a really cool skill. So after you reveal a chaos token during a skill test you're performing, you can return a skill you committed to this test to your hand once per round. So you submit cards to a skill test, and if you get a really bad chaos token, like an instant fail or a -4 or something, you can return it to your hand so you don't waste it. And if you pull the blue Elder Sign chaos token, you may commit a skill test from your card pile to this test. After test ends, return the skill to your hand instead of discarding it. So essentially, you can put skill tests to the discard pile. If you pull one of the blue Elder Signs, you can bring one back from the discard pile for that test, and then not only that, but you get put back in your hand as well. So it's a really good card. I'm using this as part of my Dream Eater campaign, so as pay 2 XP to play this scenario, so there's a few higher level cards in here, using Survivor deck mostly. In this scenario pack, we must stop an ancient prophecy from coming to life, with 2 unique scenarios. Originally released on the Gen Con 2018 on Arkham 2018, obviously like all scenario packs, you can play standalone stories or turn into a campaign as side stories. So the first scenario is Eternal Slumber. I'll read the flavor text here. This is a letter from Jesse Burke. This reads, "Greeting, I'm sorry. I know it's been some time since our last correspondence. I'm writing to you now because there is nobody I can trust here in Cairo. I don't even know if this letter will get to you safely. I can only hope it does, for all our sakes. There's something wrong in this city. It started a few weeks ago. The head estate of the Museum of Egyptian Antiques fell asleep and simply never woke. I thought nothing of it at the time. Just a medical curiosity, a mystery the doctors would solve in due time. Then it happened again and again. More and more people across the city started falling into comas, and now it's happening every night. And as I write to you, they're taking my husband down to the hospital. I'm scared. I don't want to fall asleep and never wake up again. But more than that, I'm worried that there are people purposely inflicting this cause on others, and if so, why? Please, I'm begging you, I need your help. Yours sincerely, Jesse Burke." Okay, so there's a weird prophecy going on in Cairo. People are falling asleep, going into comas, now waking up again. So we have all the sets from the first scenario, with the locations in play. We start on the outskirts of Cairo. Certain cards outside to play. We're ready to go. So we need to, let's look at the acts and agenda, just so we can have a little read of these. So the agenda reads, this is Jesse's request. Jesse Burke, a government agent who works in Egypt, has asked you to come to Cairo to help her solve a medical quandary. People over Cairo from all walks of life are mysteriously falling into weightless slumber, including Jesse's husband and partner John. It's up to you to get rid of the bottom of the strange phenomenon. So we can spend 1 clue as a group, randomly spawn on the enemies beneath the story reference card. So we have to find Brotherhood enemies. And there's 6 unique Brotherhood enemies underneath the reference card, just to your right up to here, which is just to your right over here, underneath. We have the Strength of the Abyss, which is just up and down depending on certain effects, and they'll affect certain encounter cards in the deck. And the Act card reads, oh, wrong one, Curse of Endless Sleep. As you scour Cairo for answers, you begin to suspect that Jesse's hunch was right. You're being tailed by shadowy figures throughout the city, and several of the people who interview you want nothing to do with you. What are they hiding? After the Brotherhood enemy enters the victory display, flip it over and resolve the text on the other side. So our objective here is to find as many evidence cards as you can, announce the victory display before the agenda advances. If there are 6 evidence cards in this victory display, advance anyway. So we need to discover unique enemies, find a way to flip them over into the other side, to the victory display, and then get evidence to proceed. So we started on Cairo. We'll just see out this first card here, Outskirts of Cairo. This has a 1 clue, 4 shroud. So as an action, we can choose and discard 5 cards from your hand. Remember that you have sabotaged the train. If no one has done this, we can resign, the train out of Cairo, leaving the dreamers in an unceasing nightmare. But we're not going to do that. That's what cowards do. We aren't doing that. Silas Marsh, we're going to draw up. I've got out here my bonded cards. I'm using Mrs. Doyle from the Dream Eater's cards, just bonded with these 3 cool little cats in the corner. I'll explain in a sec if I get a chance to play them. So I'll draw a hand of 5 cards and go. So obviously there are a few cards here that are already slightly higher level because obviously I'm playing part of a campaign. So we have Keep Faith, which is part of the Inside Conspiracy. Cost 2 its event, it has a fast, play during any action window, add 4 blessed tokens to the Chaos bag, which is going to be really helpful. Perception, just a generic test, because we are quite weak in the investigating department, we need those. Fire Axe is just a good survivor card we can fight. If you have a resource in your resource pool, deal 1 damage. During an attack using Fire Axe, we can spend a resource to get +2 for the skill test and do up to 3 times per attack. Mrs. Doyle is part of our bonded cat deck. She has the force effect, enters play, search your bonded cards for Hope, Zeal and Augur. Choose one to put into play, shuffle the other two into your deck. When Mr. Doyle's play, vanish through their assets and remove them from the game. And lastly, we have Pete Sylvester, which is just a good ally card. He's the level 2 version. Get +1 to our willpower and our evade. After your turn ends, heal and horror from Peter Sylvester. Okay, so we're going to have to investigate here. So what do we need to do? We need to find the Brotherhood enemies. So we need to spend clues as a group and draw one of the Brotherhood enemies from the scenario cards. So we need to get clues. So first of all, I'm going to play Keep Faith. So it's fast, doesn't take an action. So add 4 chaos tokens to the chaos bag, which we're going to do now. They are somewhere. Chuck those in, that'll help us out a little bit. So we need to investigate, so we're also going to play last resource used to play Mrs. Doyle. She goes down here, she's our ally, and we also get to search our bonded for a card. Hope, Zeal and Augur, randomly choose one, shuffle them round, and I get Augur. Put it into the deck. Shuffle that. Okay, so let's see. Augur's unique. It doesn't actually take up an ally slot, but it still counts as an ally. We can do an effect here. If Augur is ready, exhaust or discard her, investigate to a base value of 5. If I discard her, I can also see the test, which is pretty handy. So straight away, we can investigate to a base value of 5. So it's a really good card to have. So our last action, we've played that. So we've got 2 more actions. So we're going to investigate. So with this, we'll exhaust her. We've got 5, and we'll also do this well perception. So that's a value of 6 against a strat value of 4, +1, more than enough to take one of the clues. Unfortunately, it costs an action, but I think I've got a spare action. Yeah, I can do that. Then we're going to use our last action to spawn one of the set aside enemies from underneath the scenario card. We'll just choose the top one. No idea who it is. Okay, and we have spawned Dr. Wentworth Moore. So this guy, humanoid cultist brotherhood, spawn museum Egyptian antiquities. You cannot be damaged whilst there are a ready monster enemy at the location. After he enters play, search the counter deck and scalp health for a monster enemy and spawn his location. So he only got 1 health, so we can easily defeat him. He is down here, but unfortunately, we need to spawn a monster enemy. We'll just search through. This doesn't look like a fancy monster. So we've got Creature from the Abyss. So this has X strength, retaliate, X equals strength to the Abyss. It's only 1. If it enters play, if the strength of the Abyss is 2 or lower, add 1 strength to the Abyss. So it's on 2. So it's actually got a fight value of 2 now. After it's defeated, if its Abyss is 5 or higher, remove 1 strength to the Abyss. So he is spawned down here with him. So we need to get down there, kill this, kill him. So we've got to do a lot of fighting now. That's the end of the round. They haven't got Hunter, so they're all done. Ready up, gain a resource and draw a card. Oh, Hope, the other cat. So this gives us extra evade, which is going to be handy. Could run the fight one, but never mind. We've still got Fire Axe, we can play that. We'll put 1 Doom on the agenda. Over here. Draw a counter card, and we have Spawn of Locusts. Test agility 3, for each point you fail by, lose 1 resource. For each resource you can't lose, take 1 damage. So we've got a base value of 4, so it should be okay for this. 0, that's fine. Nothing done there, we're okay. I need to get down here and fight these, but I need a bit more strength. So we're going to play Fire Axe down here. I might move down there. So I can move and attack, but only deal 1 damage. I could do with waiting for my next turn for that, really. So what I'm going to do instead is travel to the streets of Cairo, over here. So this has a forced effect. Discover 2 more clues at the streets of Cairo in a single turn. Take 1 horror. If there are no clues at the streets of Cairo, I can test 4 agility. If you succeed, remember that you have found a doormat of blood. It's very old biblical prophecies. So it has 2 clues on there. I could move down here, go for the fight, but I only have 1 turn left, so I kind of want to have at least 2 turns so I can hopefully kill Creature in the Abyss. End of our turn, nothing else happens. So we have 1 action left, we're going to just draw a card, and we drew Fortress Discovery. This has Myriad, which is obviously means you have 3 copies in the deck. X is the number of other copies of the Fortress discovered in your discard pile. You get plus X is Investigation. If you succeed, discover X additional clues at your location. So this is a weird event card. The more you have in your discard pile, the more it basically gives you more plus X. So currently it's pretty useless, but eventually it will get better. So end of a round, we draw a card. Flashlight, classic card for investigating. Counter card is Eclipse. We are another location. Eclipse gains peril. Test 3 willpower. If you fail, you must either take 2 horror or choose an ally asset at your location to be defeated and taken by the Abyss. Taken by the Abyss is a new sort of effect from the game, and it basically means when it's taken by the Abyss, we add on resource. We have 1 resource strength for the Abyss. If the card was unique, recording the campaign log that's taken by the Abyss. It's basically sort of like been taken away by the campaign. It's quite an annoying little pesky thing to have. So we've got a test 3 on that. We've got no skill cards we can commit to this test, unfortunately. Peter Sylvester, I do want to save him for something else. Oh, last token. That's +2. 1 +1, yeah. So we're safe for that. We're doing pretty well so far. Okay, now we're going to move down here and do some combat. So move to the Museum Egyptian Antiquities, sorry. Forced, after you investigate Museum Antiquities, if you did not succeed by at least 2, lose the main actions and end your turn. But we're okay, we're not doing that, we're just going to fight. So obviously we're at a location, that means enemies engage us, we're in our threat area now. So we have 2 enemies engaged, so we have to do better fighting now. Oh, forgot to get any resource in the last turn. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fight with Fire Axe. We're going to spend a resource, get +2 for the attack. So we have a total of 6 against. So we can't damage this guy while the monster at the location. We could evade. We could actually evade this because it says when it's ready. So we could evade it so it exhausts, and then we'll do that. We'll evade, exhaust, and then damage. Okay. So could on playing Peter Sylvester first, but the resources. Never mind. So we're going to try and evade this creature from the Abyss to exhaust him and then damage and kill with more. So cards. 0, that's enough to evade this guy. Should have had a resource there, I forgot. Now we're going to attempt to kill this guy. So we're going to fight with Fire Axe. We're going to spend 1 resource to get +2, so we have a total of 6 attack, which should be more than enough to kill this guy. He has 1 health. -1, that's enough. He's defeated, so we flip him over. This reads Replicant Evidence. Despite your best efforts, Dr. Moore slips away while you're occupied by his bodyguard. When the creature is defeated, you're hot on his trail and you suspect he'll try to escape the city while he has a chance. So, if investigators sabotage a train, read the following. So we haven't done that, so we need to leave that there just in case. That's out the way in the victory display. Put it over here in the corner. So we've moved, we've evaded, we've fought. So end of our go. Enemy phase. He's exhausted. So ready up. He's engaged with us, but we're okay because we're readied up. Draw a card. Another keep faith. On the agenda. And draw a card. Sort of locust again. Test the agility. Should be okay for this. 0. It's pretty safe. Okay, so this guy, we could evade, investigate, and then run. Pretty handy. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll invade, investigate, and then run. So we're going to evade first, which is +1, more than enough. He's exhausted. We're going to investigate using Augur for a base stat of 5 against 1 should be more than enough. -1, more than enough. And then we're going to run out the way. Where can we go to? We'll go back to outskirts of Cairo because we want to do the effects on there for the story asset. We need to score 5 cards. So we've evaded, investigated, moved. End of our go. Ready up, resource. Draw a card. Got about all the cats now currently. We are going to add 1 on the agenda. Draw an encounter card. Sandstorm. Desert location against peril. Test 3 agility, take 2 damage, or it's got an asset you control. We should be okay. We have 4 agility. Should hopefully do this. Green, we've got another one. -1, just about enough. So we're safe. I don't want to discard 5 cards because I've got some pretty good cards here. What we're going to do is we are going to spend a clue to spawn another enemy. Another action. So we have Nadia Namir. She spawns at a temple courtyard. We can parlay, test 7 willpower. Wow, that's a lot. You may take up to 3 horror, reduce difficulties test by 2 for each horror taken in this way. If you succeed, add Nadia Nimar to display. If you fail, she attacks you. So you can take up to 3 horror, which will knock it down by 2. So we could lose some horror to benefit us of this. She goes up there. End of our go. Draw a card. Let's do courage, resource, and the agenda, and encounter card. Abyssal reach. So test X, so X strength of the abyss. If you fail certain effects, so we've got a test by 1. We'll commit courage to the skill cast, so we should be okay. Hopefully, I'll decide. So not only have we passed this, but because it hits that effect on Silas Marsh, we get to return the skill back to our hand. That's pretty good. Okay, our go. So we need to discard 5 cards for that effect. But what we're going to do first, we're going to play Pete Silver. Oh, we can't play Pete Sylvester. We're going to discard 5 cards from our hand. Sabotage the train. So we'll get rid of Pete Sylvester because we can't play him. Get rid of 2 cats. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've done that, so we get to read this part. So you managed to corner Dr. Moore as he tries to escape the city on foot. Very clever, he admits, but you've already out of time. Look me up. It doesn't matter. The dreamers will be sacrificed, and our chosen will lead us to a new age. But after several hours, he's forgetting to let out the city. Please, the Reaper is coming. Neath is coming for us all. We'll be sacrificed, you understand? You and me both. All of us need to flee the city while we still can. Remove 1 strength from the abyss. So let's knock that down for us. That's pretty good. So we've done that effect. We are also going to, let's see, we could move up there, but she is going to engage. So what we're going to do is we'll just play the flashlight for some extra investigatory help. Let's see, resources on it. So we've done 1, 2. Last action, we will just gain a resource. End of our go. No hunter enemies. Draw a card. No expected courage. Gain a resource. Add 1 doom to the agenda. So 1 more and that flips over. Counter card is no creature from the abyss. So enter display if strength plus 2 or lower at 1 strength, which it does, and back up it goes. Got a pesky enemy here, so we need to kind of evade this enemy. So we're going to, let's see, we'll evade him. Base stat of 4 should be enough. Let's see. Blessed token, so that's +2, that's 6. +1, more than enough, plenty. He's evaded and he is left there. We're going to move now to the temple courtyard. Flip it over. Although clues remain on the temple courtyard, each copy of Humble Supplicant loses it aloof. Okay. Test 5 if you succeed, remember that you're broken into a deserted temple. So we'll go up there, place a clue up there. We'll move. She's engaged with us right now, so she's engaged in our threat area. So what we're going to do is we need to test 7. Each horror we take, we can reduce it by 2. So we kind of want to reduce it by at least a few more. So we'll take 1, 2 horror. That's down to, so that's 4 off there. It's down to 3. We need 1 more. Take 1 more horror just to help out. So that's another horror taken. So that's 6 off there. So only to get 1. So we pick skill to the skill test. Oh, Aldesign token. Yes. That one's back in our hand. We have to flip her over. So evidence. This reads: Nadia's faith is shaken, scared and confused. She finally gives in. There's only 1 residence in Cairo that's all to spare. She explains. None of us know why or what their connections to the Brotherhood. All we know is they were not to be disturbed. She hesitantly gives you a small brass key. Maybe it's time to disturb them. The building's door is marked with lamb's blood. So we need to now find a double mark of blood to read the next following bit. Okay, that's that done. So we have done that. Okay. And then we'll move down to Streets of Cairo for that effect down there. And if I go, ready up, draw a card, Silas Net, which is one of his unique cards. Resource, the agenda now flips over because there's 7 on there. So we'll flip the agenda over and see what we get. There's flips. You find enough leads to confirm the existence of a shadowy organisation within Cairo, and perhaps the origin of the curse afflicting the city. However, despite your best efforts, the secret cabal has vanished from the city without a trace. You're going to need a lot more information to cure this illness. Each Brotherhood enemy currently in play at a location in the threat area, place each of those enemies with a star reference card out of play. So he goes. Oh, there's no one there, is there at all? No, never mind. Shuffle each set aside copy of Abyssal Revenant into the counter deck along the counter discard pile. So these are up here somewhere. Yep. These are pretty tricky enemies. They'll go down there. Shuffle them in. Add 1 strength for the Abyss. If it's at 1, advance the current act. Okay. Goes on 3. Act as advanced. So this reads, you corner one of the organization's agents in a dark alleyway as he attempts to flee a city. It is too late to stop prophecy. He says with a fine expression, please just let me go. Seeing weakness in the man's heart, you tell him that he can help you stop whatever the organization is plotting, if he tells you everything he knows. Brotherhood of the Beast believes they have found the vessel, he explains, shuddering nervously. Now they're giving it a chosen, untold power. There's no way you can stop them. He struggles and breaks free from your grasp, fleeing back toward the main street. If you follow that man, perhaps he'll lead you to the hideout. Create an exploration deck by shuffling together each of the set-aside exploration locations. There's an encounter deck and a discard pile. One copy each of the following treachery cards: Terror of the Pyramids, Swarm of Locust, Abyssal Reach, Eclipse, and Sandstorm. Shuffle those cards into the exploration deck, and then shuffle the encounter and discard pile into the encounter deck. So that's each of these set aside locations. Our set aside exploration deck, which we're going to shuffle up. We'll place that just over here. Okay, so the agenda now reads: the sun rises over Cairo. Many more people in the city do not wake up this morning. A grim thought seizes your mind. Just you fall asleep, you too may never wake up again. Having got a little rest the previous night, you should stay awake and continue investigation. The strength of the Abyss is 0, so strength of the Abyss to 1. Each investigator draws 1 card and heals 1 horror. So that's pretty good. And now for the Act card. So Act 2 reads Secrets in the Sand. You pursue the Brotherhood's agent west as he flees into the city. Following his trail into the desert will be easier if you join his archaeology expedition currently underway. Clues can be placed on Cairo locations. If you're at an expedition location, explore. Draw a top card of the exploration deck. If it's an excellent location, point to play and move to it. So we're going to find locations now and try to find the location of the Brotherhood's hideouts. So we need to go to expedition location, which is 1 over here, to draw new expeditions, new locations. So our turn, we're going to obviously move to the expedition camp. We need to find a way to get there. If we're going to go here though, he's going to engage with us, which is going to be annoying. So we're going to move to here, he engages, we're going to evade. Elder sign, that's good. We'll turn, let's see, perception, back to our hand. He's evaded. Move to the camp. We can test 2 to parlay. Speak to the research station here. If you succeed, look at the top X cards, exploration deck, or the encounter deck. Place X amount and succeed by. Place 2 cards on the deck, and then place the rest top of random order. So basically, we can test parlay and sort of arrange the deck a little bit. Help us out. So we're going to explore. Top card of this deck. If it's a Cairo, if it's a location, you can move to it. We can do indeed. Place it down here. Move this location. So investigating suspect rooms, if you have 5 more cards in your hand, it gets +3 shroud. If you have 8 more cards in your hand, you stand swirling stands, the abyss stares back, discard 3 cards in your hand at random and move on straight from the abyss. Okay, so we need to investigate. We need to basically get some clues here to advance the deck. I haven't got 5 more cards, so we're going to investigate with. We're going to use flashlight to minus some off there. Investigate with a auger, which will be more than enough to get a clue. 0 is more than enough. We need 2 more clues to proceed. So that's the end of our turn. Ready up. Ready, draw a card. We've got the harpoon and the net. That's pretty good. We have a resource, quite a lot of resources here. We're on the agenda. Encounter deck is Eclipse. Doesn't gain peril. Test 3 intellect. If you fail, take 2 horror or it's got an ally. So we will commit courage to the test. Let's have a look, see what we get. Skull is strength. Yeah, we failed. Because we failed, we'll bring it back to our hand with his ability. So we can either got to take 2 horror or choose an ally at 2 locations defeated. I don't want to take 2 horror. I'll take 1 off me and put 1 on Mrs. Doyle. Okay, so we are going to I've got to remove the clues off those cards. So we've got to explore again, draw the top card of the Escalation deck. It's Sands of Dashur. This will cost you to explore what Sands of Dashur. You must spend 2 resources. Well, there's no point, there's no clues there. So we've explored. We're going to explore again. Eclipse. And test 3. We'll put Professor Courage towards it. Hopefully we can make away. Come on. Oh, well-assigned token. Commit this, and we have done. That's good. Just about safe. Okay, so we're going to draw another. We'll do 1 more chance to draw one of these. We'll touch Vault. Each monster enemy in touch Vault gets +2 5 plus 1 damage value. If monster is defeated here, you stare at the creature's dead eyes, and the abyss stares back at you and strike from the abyss. So we're going to put this here and move to it with 1 clue on there. End of the round. Get a resource. That on the agenda. Draw an encounter card. Test 3 agility. We should be okay for this. +1, more than enough. We're okay. We're going to use the flashlight to -2, explore with auger, and hopefully we'll get a clue. Then we need 1 more. 0, that's enough. Got a clue. Well, locations here, let me just move along a little bit. So we've investigated. We will draw a card. Another location, Desert Oasis. We can heal 1 damage, 1 horror once per game, that's pretty good. And we'll do that now before it goes over. We'll heal the horror. Ready up. Place 2 on the agenda. Draw a card, and a resource. Encounter card. Abyssal Revenant, spawn, farthest desert or other location. Hunter. When it attacks an enemy phase, 7 standard damage, it deals X damage for this attack with X strength for the abyss. If it attacks, defeats the investigator or ally asset, it's taken by the abyss. So first desert or other location. That would have to be the Sandswept Ruins, so it's down here. Okay, so now I'm going to have a go. We will draw another location, Sandstorm. Test 3 agility. We will commit to Suspected Courage for +1, so +2. -1, enough, we're safe. We will draw a new location. Dunes of Sahara. At the end of Dunes of Sahara, either take 1 damage or lose 1 action. Take a damage, that's fine. We've got plenty of health. Investigate here with enough clues, so we will investigate with Augur. Just in case, we'll commit a card. Courage. -1. We're done. That's the clues. We'll spend 3 clues to advance the Act card. So we put this over. So this reads, you're able to find the Brotherhood's hideout, but you're able to find the agent you interrogated in Cairo, or at least remains of him. Inside the halls of an ancient temple dedicated to a long-forgotten pharaoh, the man's corpse has been placed upon a stone altar. His body is riddled with fresh stab wounds. You can't help but wonder if this was, in a way, your doing. Investigating the body and the remainder of the half-buried temple yields a troubled discovery. As is suspected, the Brotherhood of the Beast is behind the cursed floods in Cairo. You find several passages describing the spell in greater detail, though their description does not match that what you've seen with your own eyes. Brotherhood's tombs describe how to transport their victims to another realm, a place called the Abyss, a nightmare escape from which the dreamers cannot awaken. With each dreamer, their chosen grows in strength. Place 1 damage token on each Cairo location. At the end of the scenario, damage locations represent dreamers. Victims have been cursed with eternal slumber. So damage on each Cairo location. So let's have a look. 1. That's not Cairo. No. There, and lastly, find it down there. Put a set aside beneath enemy into play in the streets of Cairo. Okay, so that's here. This is a big elite enemy. Hunter and retaliate. After horror from this attack defeats the investigator ally assets that card taken by the Abyss, they'll aim out damage from attack if at least one dreamer at a location. With one dreamer from a location, it counts 1 damage dealt to Neith. So we have to make sure there's no dreamers at the location. So she is on the streets of Cairo, is that right? Whatever that is, that's down here. Quite a bit messy now down here. So if there's a dream at your location, sorry, this reads: the final record used fine describes a time of reaping wherein 1,000 dreamers will be sacrificed. On the Brotherhood's knowledge, believe that they can reverse their curse for they claim the waking lives every last man, woman, and child in Cairo. So this has an action: dream at your location, which will damage locations. Test willpower or intellect to attempt to awaken a dreamer. Extra for the Abyss. If you succeed, with a dreamer from your location to Neith as damage. If he has no health remaining, so advance. So we've got to kill this enemy here. It has 5 health and 4 fight. But if we can awaken the dreamers, so we basically got to go to these. We can avoid Neith, travel to these, test that. We can awaken the dreamers up and use them as damaging to damage her. We need to get 5 damage. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 locations. We could just damage her anyway, but if there's a dreamer at a location, we have to cancel damage by 1 point. Okay, so that's our go. So we have 1 more turn, don't we? Sorry. So we are going to just, let's see. We will place. We'll play the Sea Change Harpoon. Get rid of the flashlight. That's gone. This has 5 to get +1 for this attack. If you commit 1 more skills to the skill test, it deals +1 damage. When the skill test ends, you may return Sea Charge Harpoon to your hand and return all of the skills to your hand instead of discarding them. It's a pretty cool little item to have. Ready up. So Neith moves. I'll put it down to Cairo. Resource, draw a card. Survival Instinct. So 1 on the agenda. Draw an encounter card. Abyssal Revenant, Furthest Desert location. We'll put it down here in the Oasis. So we're going to, let's see, we'll move to the expedition camp. We will those two skills are our lowest value. Okay, so we will test perception. So +2 on that. We can awaken a dreamer, deal damage. -1. It's enough on 3. Let's draw a card, skill successful. Pete Sylvester. So move this onto Neith as damage. So we've done that with 1 more action. Where can we go? I want to go somewhere they can't get to me. If I stay there, they're going to get me. So I can move to, let's see. Where can I go where they can't follow? I can move to the Dune of the Sahara because he can't get me there. We're going to move there and just hide and wait. So they move to expedition camp. We draw a card. There's the kukri, the knife, and a resource. On the agenda, that's on 5. Draw an encounter card. Sandstorm, test for your agility. If you fail, take 2 damage. Or it's got an asset. Blessed token, +2, should definitely be okay for this. And Skull, strength of the Abyss is 3. That's more than enough. We're safe. Okay, that's gone. So where can we go to now? Where is a location? We can go Temple Courtyard. No, I can't. Neath has 4 for evade. It's quite a lot. I mean, the problem with that is it's got horror damage, and that's going to kill me because I've got no horror health left. Sorry, no sanity left. I've got to try and avoid that, really. And we've got to avoid where he can get to as well. So they should have moved last turn. My bad. They move to Sands of there. He should have moved, and he should have moved to Untouched Vault. Oh, it's getting hard. It's got 4 health on that, so I mean I can't really lose much more horror. Really, it's getting quite tricky. I mean, I can move and evade and then move. Yeah, we're going to move to the outskirts. Oh, no, I can't. I'm going to move to the expedition camp. This guy's engaged. We're going to evade. 0. That's enough. That's exhausted. Then we're also going to move to... where can I go? Where can I go when he can't follow? I've got to move somewhere because he's going to get me. Down there's bad. If I take damage of that's fine. So I've moved again. So I've moved, evaded. I'm going to have to move here and take my damage. So ready up. This moves to the camp. This moves over to here. This is going to attack me now for 3 damage, which I have to take. Lost 3 damage. Draw a card. Dig deep. That's going to be pretty handy. This is getting quite hard. The agenda has advanced. Oh god, what's this going to be? It's going to be something. It's going to be something horrible. It's going to be something really bad. Let's see what we got. This scenario is so hard. Okay. So this reads: more and more victims. 4 victims. This reads: as more and more 4 victims occur, so as affected Cairo, a silent terror erupts the city. When night falls again, the streets are filled with a sudden panic. It starts with turmoil outside the hospital. As people demand to know what's happened to their loved ones, and before doctors are doing solve the problem. Before long, rioting and looting erupt for the city. By midnight, the streets are descending into utter chaos. From the counter deck into the squad pile, and one tramp to the abyss. Not too bad. That's agenda. Ooh, we've got 5 turns to do this. It's getting hard. Okay, so first of all, we need to evade this guy, I think. Only got 2, we can evade him quite easily. 0, so he's evaded. So we can move to somewhere now. What can we move to? We need to get somewhere with a location. Now we're going to go for some risky business. We're going to move to the camp. This is suicide. We're engaged with these. We're going to evade them and try to play Cell Instinct and evade from all. We're going to also commit. We can't really. Should be okay. We've got 4. 4 with this. That's 5 evade against 4. It's a 3. 0. Thank God for that. So this has been successful. So we need disengage from each enemy. So we evaded. We'll evade, exhaust Neath, disengage from that guy. Moves Temple Courtyard. Of our last action, we're going to test the. Let's see. We'll test the intellect, so willpower. Hopefully, we just need. Oh, we need to beat 4, only on 3. Commit that. We need to do just a bit more. Oh, we can't do that really. Take that back. We'll not do that. Instead, we're going to use our last things to play the dig deep asset to help us boost up our stats. Oh, this is getting really hard. Okay, so end of our go. This will move to, I assume, there. Raise up, readies up. That hasn't got Hunter, so we're okay. Resource, draw a card, another Fire Axe, don't need that. One on there. Counter card, test intellect, so we've got to test by 4. Oh, that's hard. We'll commit the net to that, just some extra boost. So, and spend a resource, so we've got even 4 on 4. Hey, other sign. We'll bring that back and commit it. So we just about survived that. So we're going to test our intellect. We're going to spend, let's see, need at least 4, so we'll spend 3 resources. We've got 5. And we'll commit this for 6. Should be more than enough. More than enough. -1. We're okay. Move damage from there. Go to Neath. Let's see, can we go somewhere else? We'll go to the Cairo Bazaar. Reveal it. No force effects there. There's a clue on that. So we've played. So we've done that. We've moved. 1 more action. We'll do it again. We'll spend 3 and 2. We'll commit Peter's Fest to the skill test. Oh, thank God for that. 0 move and damage onto that. So we get 2 more. We should be okay. So I've done that. I've moved, done that. So that's the end of the round. So this has Hunter. It's going to move to the temple courtyard. This will move to here. Along with this. Oh, a lot of enemies. Draw a card. Oh, not a weakness. Not a weakness card. I don't need a weakness right now. Forest location, aloof to the end of enemy phase. Add 1 curse token to the chaos bag. That's annoying. The resource. Put that on there. Draw a card. Slumber. Put it in your threat area. It does not gain surge. Turn begins. Test 2. Willpower. If you fail, lose an action. After the vicious moves, card the card. Okay, so turn begins. I've got a test 2. Will I ever do it? Let's find out. Oh, that, no, another one. Oh no. Oh, it's out of sign. We're okay. That's gone. It's not, stays there. Stays there. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so we can get 2 more. We can get 2 more. We can kill him. We'll move there so we're safe. The Museum of Antiquities. We'll pay. This is getting really hard. Take it back. Actually, can we kill this thing in one go? Can we move up there and kill it? So let's try. So we're going to move back. Spend a resource. +2 to fight. So we have 6, 7 damage against that. Oh, Elder Sign. That comes back, that's more than enough. So that's 1 damage to him. 1 more hit. 1 more hit and we killed it. Let's go all out. So, we're going to attack with Fire Axe. No resources, deals 1 damage. Plus all of that, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So more than enough to finish it off. Once we get a fail token, I'm okay. -1. Hey! And he's dead. And I think that's the end of that scenario. Okay, this reads, with each of the dreamers you set 3, the arcane power wielded by Neath fades. Before long, she's collapsed to her knees, the power completely drained from her body. However, even the spells and records you found in Brotherhood's temple, you're unable to awaken all the victims, only those most recently put under the spell's sway. As for the remainder of the victims, including John Burke, their fate is inextricably tied to Neath. If you believe that this is the end, you deserve the fate Zareth has in store for you, she warns you. Slay me, and you'll be next in line to die, you either. But she's allowed to live, though she's instead in sleep will never awaken. What is one life adds to the lives of so many innocents? So I'm going to decide now. Destroy Neath once and for all. In this option, you'll believe those still under the curse of infernal slumber will be freed. Spare Neath, that's what she has to say. Choose this option, you believe that you can learn more about the one Neath refers to as Zareth. I'm going to spare it and resolve resolution 2. So we're going to spare her and see what the outcome is. Let's have a look. So resolution number 2 we've got to read. This reads, Neath rises to her feet. Most of her power has been drained, but the strength of several dreamers still sustains her. They have planned for centuries. The day of reckoning is coming. Nothing can stop that. Not I. Certainly not you. You notice she speaks as if she was a third party. You press further. You think I had a choice? She scoffs. None can withstand Zareth. You will see. He'll bend your will just as do mine. Shadows grow and warp, misshapen. It is the abyss he wants. If you wish to stop him, head west. Zarath awaits beyond the gate. Beneath shadow consumes her body whole, and she vanishes from sight. Only her amulet remain. In your campaign log, and recall that you are aware of Zarath's plans. Any investigator may choose to add the ancient ants to his deck. It does not count towards the investigator's deck size. In XP, it's a victory display. Record dreamers are in the abyss. Extra for the abyss. In your campaign log, recall Brotherhood agents who escaped and list names of each unique cultist enemy was in play beneath the story reference card, and the game ended. And so we have the Ancient Ankh, which has 4 charges. Investigate location would fail a test by 1 or more. Spend 1 charge. The investigator fails by 1 instead, even if she automatically failed. So it kind of helps out a little bit. And that's the end of this playthrough. It's been one tough, messy, nail-biting playthrough. As I had 2 horror left and it's very close to death. But I hope this playthrough sort of helped you out and what you think of the scenario. If you want to buy it, if you want to play it yourself, any tips you have. Let me know in the comments, any suggestions, anything I did wrong, anything you want to see. I'm going to play a second half of the scenario soon, but it took longer than I thought, nearly an hour at this rate. Really like his Silas Marsh. His deck is fantastic. His skills are great. That's it for this. If you leave a like and subscribe, I appreciate that, and thanks for watching.